Brandon Blackstock died at 48 years old after a years-long struggle with cancer. His family telling ABC News, Brandon bravely battled cancer for more than 3 years. He passed away peacefully and was surrounded by family.
When Brandon Blackstock was laid to rest, the world expected a quiet, respectful goodbye. Instead, behind guarded doors, something far more intriguing unfolded. Only a select few witnessed the strange encounters, the tense silences, and the moments that seemed to carry hidden meanings. What happened in that room has become one of the most talked about mysteries in the entertainment world, and the truth may never fully come out. Brandon Blackstock's shocking funeral. The news of Brandon Blackstock's death sent shockwaves through Nashville and the wider entertainment community. At just 48 years old, the former husband of Kelly Clarkson and respected music manager had passed away, leaving behind a legacy in both the country and pop music industries. The announcement stunned fans and colleagues alike, not only because of his relatively young age, but also because few knew the real reason behind his death. His family revealed that Brandon had been quietly battling melanoma for more than 3 years, a fight he chose to keep private from the public eye. Within hours of the news breaking, the hashtag Brandon Blackstock climbed to the top of social media trends in the United States. Fans expressed their sadness and disbelief, sharing memories of his work with major artists and the impact he had behind the scenes. Fellow musicians and industry insiders also posted heartfelt tributes, many of them mentioning his loyalty, professionalism, and dedication to his family. The sense of loss was profound, as people realized the music world had lost a figure who had shaped the careers of many well-known names. The attention then shifted to his funeral, which was held at an undisclosed location in Nashville. The memorial was kept extremely private, with security measures ensuring that only invited guests could attend. The secrecy surrounding the service fueled public curiosity, and when a partial guest list was leaked, it quickly became a major topic of conversation in the entertainment world. The list included surprising names that no one expected to see in the same room. Among the attendees were individuals who had once been rivals of Brandon, estranged family members, and even an artist who had previously sued him over a multi-million-dollar contract dispute. The fact that these figures stood together in the same space, united in paying their respects, added to the emotional weight of the day. Kelly Clarkson's appearance was one of the most talked-about moments. She arrived quietly, avoided speaking to the press, and approached the coffin to place a small black envelope on top. Without revealing its contents, she then left the venue. This silent gesture led to widespread speculation about what was written inside, with many believing it was a deeply personal message meant only for Brandon. The ceremony also had moments of warmth and sentiment. A family member read aloud a note Brandon had written to his children, urging them to live with passion and never fear failure. This heartfelt message moved many to tears, especially given that the family had also learned shortly before his death that Brandon was going to become a grandfather again. However, the event was not without tension. At one point, a guest attempted to record video footage on a phone and was promptly escorted out by security. The incident proved the strict privacy measures in place and the desire of the family to keep the memorial intimate. But behind this somber farewell was a secret fight Brandon had kept hidden from almost everyone, a fight that shaped his final years. Let's take you through the heartbreaking details. The hidden battle with cancer. Brandon Blackstock's battle with cancer began quietly in 2022. Not long after his high-profile divorce from Kelly Clarkson had been finalized. It was during this period of personal transition that he received the devastating diagnosis of melanoma, a serious and aggressive form of skin cancer. The news came as a shock to him and those closest to him, yet he made a deliberate choice to keep it away from the public eye. Only a very small circle of people knew about his condition. This included immediate family and a few trusted associates who respected his wish for privacy. Brandon was determined not to let the illness define his life. Rather than stepping back entirely, he continued to take on small music-related projects and oversee certain family matters. For him, Work was not only a responsibility, but a way to keep a sense of normality. Even as treatments took a physical toll, he stayed involved behind the scenes, preferring to focus on tasks that allowed him to avoid large gatherings or constant media attention. Those who saw him during this period often noticed no outward sign of what he was enduring. In the entertainment industry, where appearances and speculation can easily spiral into rumor, his decision to remain silent about his condition was unusual, yet it reflected his personality. Discreet, protective. Even colleagues who had worked with him for years remained unaware of the seriousness of his health challenges. When asked about his absence from certain events, he would simply say he was focusing on family or personal commitments. As time went on, his health began to change more noticeably. By early 2025, the effects of the illness became harder to hide. Friends and family started to see signs of fatigue and physical decline. Still, he made one last notable public appearance in March 2025 at the Houston Rodeo. Photos from the event showed him thinner than before, yet he was smiling as he spoke with acquaintances and posed for pictures with his children. Many later said that this brief moment in the public eye was a testament to his resilience and desire to make memories with loved ones despite knowing his condition was worsening. In the months that followed, the disease progressed rapidly. By July 2025, doctors strongly advised him to stop all work and focus on rest. He returned to his Montana ranch, the place he had made his home in recent years, to spend his remaining time surrounded by family. Kelly Clarkson, aware of how critical his condition had become, paused her Las Vegas performances to be with their children during those final weeks. On the morning of August 7, 2025, Brandon passed away peacefully at the ranch. Loved ones were at his side, ensuring he was never alone in his final moments. His decision to keep his illness private until the end meant that much of the world only learned about his struggle after his death. For those who knew the truth, it was a story of quiet courage and unyielding strength in the face of an unforgiving disease. To understand how Brandon found the strength to keep going, we have to go back to where it all began. His rise from a music manager's son to one of Nashville's most powerful figures. Rise of a music industry power player. Brandon Blackstock's path to becoming one of the most trusted figures in country music began in Fort Worth, Texas, where he was born in 1976. He grew up surrounded by the rhythms and demands of the entertainment industry. His father, Brandon Blackstock, was a seasoned music manager who worked with some of the biggest names in the business. His mother, Eliza Gale Ritter, provided a stable family presence during his formative years. After his parents' divorce in 1988, his father married country music legend Reba McEntire, placing Brandon even closer to the heart of the industry. Although Reba and Narvel eventually divorced, Brandon maintained a respectful and friendly relationship with her, a testament to his ability to preserve meaningful bonds despite personal changes. From an early age, Brandon was exposed to the inner workings of artist management. He watched his father handle complex negotiations, guide career strategies, and balance the personal needs of performers with the demands of a competitive industry. This early exposure gave him both a fascination for the business and a strong foundation of practical knowledge. After completing his education, Brandon formally entered the music industry by joining Starstruck Entertainment, the company his father had founded and led. The role allowed him to gain hands-on experience with established stars, while also identifying and supporting emerging talent. He quickly demonstrated an instinct for understanding both the creative and commercial aspects of music careers. His work ethic and ability to adapt to the fast-paced nature of the industry made him stand out among his peers. During his time at Starstruck, Brandon managed high-profile clients, including country superstar Blake Shelton and the award-winning group Rascal Flatts. His work with these acts involved far more than simple scheduling or logistics. He played a critical role in shaping the direction of their tours, arranging appearances, and negotiating contracts that significantly boosted their visibility and earnings. In addition to working with well-known names, he also guided promising young artists, helping them navigate their first steps in the industry. Brandon's professional reputation grew steadily. He was known for his sharp negotiation skills, particularly when securing multi-million-dollar performance deals and international touring opportunities. His understanding of global markets allowed artists to expand their reach far beyond the United States. At the same time, he developed a talent for crisis management, stepping in to protect his clients' images during moments of controversy or public pressure. Artists valued his discretion and loyalty. Brandon preferred to operate behind the scenes, ensuring the focus remained on the performers rather than on himself. He was able to strike a careful balance between safeguarding an artist's creative vision and ensuring commercial success. Colleagues often described him as someone who could handle high-stakes situations calmly and effectively, with a focus on long-term results rather than quick wins. But Brandon's life would change forever when business and romance collided in the most public way possible, through his whirlwind relationship with Kelly Clarkson. Let's take you through that. Love, marriage, and career partnership with Kelly Clarkson. Brandon Blackstock first met Kelly Clarkson in 2006 during rehearsals for the Academy of Country Music Awards. At the time, their interaction was brief, little more than an exchange of greetings, while Kelly prepared for her performance, and Brandon attended alongside his father, who was managing Reba McEntire. Although the meeting left an impression, life and career commitments took them in separate directions for several years. Fate brought them back together in 2012 at a music event in Nashville. This time, they had the opportunity to spend more time talking, and a genuine connection formed almost immediately. Their chemistry was undeniable, and within months, they began dating. By the end of that year, Brandon proposed, marking the beginning of a new chapter for both of them. In October 2013, they were married in an intimate ceremony at a Tennessee farm surrounded by close family and friends. The setting reflected their shared love for simplicity and family-centered values, despite both living in the spotlight. Their wedding was celebrated in the media as a heartwarming story of two people from the entertainment world finding lasting love. Together, they built a blended family. Brandon had 2 children, Savannah and Seth, from a previous marriage. And with Kelly, he welcomed 2 more, River Rose and Remington Alexander. Kelly often spoke about how becoming a stepmother had given her valuable life lessons and deepened her understanding of family. Their household was lively and close-knit, and to the outside world, they seemed to have achieved the rare balance between a thriving personal life and busy careers. Beyond their marriage, Brandon played a central role in Kelly's professional life. As her manager, he guided her through some of the most significant moves of her career. He negotiated her role as a coach on The Voice, a decision that not only broadened her audience, but also cemented her position as a respected figure in the music industry. Brandon was also instrumental in securing the deal for The Kelly Clarkson Show, which went on to become a daytime television success. His strategic thinking extended to brand partnerships as well. He facilitated collaborations with companies like Norwegian Cruise Line and Wayfair, projects that expanded Kelly's reach beyond music into lifestyle and television. He was deeply involved in preparing for tours, award show appearances, and other high-profile engagements, ensuring that each opportunity aligned with her long-term career goals. The years between 2013 and 2018 marked the height of both their professional achievements. Kelly's albums topped charts, her television presence grew, and her tours sold out venues. Behind the scenes, Brandon managed negotiations, coordinated schedules, and shielded her from unnecessary distractions, allowing her to focus on performing and creating music. Yet, even the most picture-perfect unions can hide growing cracks. And for Brandon and Kelly, those cracks would lead to one of the most expensive and bitter divorces in music history. Cracks, divorce, and legal battles. By 2020, the relationship between Brandon Blackstock and Kelly Clarkson was no longer the seamless blend of love and business it had once appeared to be. Behind the public image of a united couple, tensions had been growing. The demands of their respective careers created strain, as both were often pulled in different directions. Brandon's focus on long-term strategic planning for their shared professional ventures sometimes clashed with Kelly's desire to maintain a balance between her work and family life. These differences, combined with the challenges of raising children and managing a blended household, began to erode the foundation of their marriage. In June of that year, Kelly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The announcement surprised many in the industry, as their public appearances still reflected the image of a strong partnership. However, those close to the couple noted that the separation had been building for some time. The divorce proceedings quickly became one of the most closely watched celebrity breakups, not only because of their high-profile status, but also because of the scale of their combined assets. The legal process lasted nearly 2 years and involved multiple court hearings, many of which were held privately. In March 2022, the court finalized the divorce, reaching a settlement that reflected the significant financial stakes. Kelly was ordered to make a one-time payment of over $1.3 million to Brandon. In addition, she was required to provide spousal support of $115,000 per month until January 2024, along with $45,000 per month in child support for their 2 children, River Rose and Remington Alexander. These figures placed the settlement among the most substantial in the history of American entertainment divorces. Despite the agreement, legal disputes between them did not end. In 2023, a Los Angeles judge ruled that Brandon had violated the Talent Agencies Act by engaging in negotiations that, under California law, could only be conducted by licensed talent agents. The ruling required him to repay Kelly $2.64 million. This development was seen by many as a damaging moment for Brandon's professional reputation, though he maintained that all his actions had been intended to benefit Kelly's career. In 2024, after months of discussions, both sides reached a private settlement that resolved the remaining disputes over commissions and fees. The exact terms of this settlement were never disclosed, but insiders suggested it allowed them to avoid further public conflict and close the final chapter of their legal battles. Following the resolution, Brandon withdrew almost entirely from public life. He relocated to his Montana ranch, a sprawling property that had been part of the divorce negotiations. The ranch became his primary home, where he devoted his time to horseback riding, rodeo activities, and caring for livestock. His focus shifted toward maintaining close relationships with his 4 children, including the 2 from his previous marriage. And then, away from the spotlight and the courtroom, Brandon built a quieter life. But even in peace, questions lingered about the legacy and secrets he left behind. Legacy, estate, and unanswered questions. When Brandon Blackstock passed away, his estate was estimated to be worth several $1 million. It included the Montana ranch he had called home in his final years, shares in Starstruck Entertainment, personal investments, valuable rodeo equipment, and music-related assets. According to initial arrangements, these assets were divided equally among his 4 children, ensuring that each would inherit a significant portion of his wealth. Kelly Clarkson, his former wife, was not listed as a beneficiary, a decision consistent with the terms of their divorce settlement, which had already outlined a clear division of property and finances. Although the estate division appeared straightforward, some legal observers noted that certain properties and contracts had been points of contention during the divorce. This raised the possibility of future disputes, particularly over ownership rights connected to music contracts and the Montana property. So far, the family has remained silent on whether any such claims might arise, preferring to keep these matters private. Brandon's legacy extends far beyond his material assets. In the music world, he is remembered as a skilled and strategic manager who played a key role in the careers of prominent artists, from Blake Shelton to Rascal Flatts. His ability to navigate the demands of the industry while protecting his clients' long-term interests earned him lasting respect among colleagues. On a personal level, he is remembered as a devoted father who valued time with his children above all else. His funeral reflected the complexity of his life, bringing together people from different corners of the entertainment world, some of whom had once been adversaries. Even now, the public continues to speculate about the private battles and unspoken truths of his later years, a reminder that his story remains layered and unfinished in many minds. What do you think was his greatest legacy, his impact on the music industry, or the way he valued his role as a father? Share your thoughts below.